The Shawshank Redemption, the camel, lion, and the child. Isha had the belief that all people must travel through three stages of metamorphosis in order to live to the greatest potential. The first stage is the stage of the camel. People in this stage easily give in to others. They are weighed down by any authority figure and are unable to stand up for themselves. The second stage is the stage of the lion. People transform into a lion when they are sick of being controlled by other people. They finally stand up for themselves and rebel against their authority. The final stage is the child stage, which seemingly would be the first. A child stage represents a new beginning. When you have finally rebelled long enough against your authority that you are alone in control of yourself. Your life is now entirely in your own hands.
Andy Dufresne is the main character of the movie. He starts off the movie not in the first stage, but in the lion stage. He started off a rich banker and was on top of the world. He did not remain a lion for very long, however. He quickly went backwards into the stage of the camel. Dufresne was accused of a murder and was sent to live the rest of his life in Shawshank Prison. Shawshank Prison is where the majority of the movie takes place. Shawshank Prison represents the lonely desert and is home to many people in the stage of the camel.
Being sent to Shawshank quickly turned Andy into a camel. He was forced to follow orders or face certain punishment, not only from the guards but fellow inmates. He was often beaten and punished whether he did anything or not. Dufresne was deeply in submission and allowed all others to take control of him and his actions.
Andy was trying to move beyond the stage of the camel and into the lion stage. He soon was doing taxes for the guards and the whole prison. This gave him the upper hand with the guards, as he did all of their work for free. The guards allowed him to do almost whatever he pleased. However, they still felt like they were in control of him. Dufresne, being one of the few educated inmates, began to teach school classes in the prison. He made many more friends within the prison by teaching them. Andy seemingly had everyone on his side as he was beginning to transform into the lion stage. He was transforming into a lion, and it was hardly noticed by anybody. Andy finally showed us that he was in the lion stage. Even though he had a lifelong sentence in the prison, he had dreams of getting out. If he ever got out, he planned on going to a place called Zihuatanejo, Mexico, and fulfilling his dream of living on the ocean.
Upon him becoming the lion and fighting back against his authority, Andy Dufresne quite literally creates his own freedom. He has had enough of carrying the weight of others and decides he needs to take control of his life. Andy plans on leaving Shawshank Prison, never to return. Once on the road, Andy has been freed from the lion and is transformed into the stage of the child. He has forgotten his old life behind bars and created a new life. He has freed himself and can start his new beginnings on the coast of Zihuatanejo, Mexico, just as he had planned. Andy Dufresne was not the only one who was transformed in the prison. His best friend Red, who was also accused of murder, transformed with him. Red had been a camel his whole life behind the bars of Shawshank. When he was finally released, he decided to flee to Mexico, where Andy was waiting for him. Red was finally able to get rid of all authority and could finally start his new life outside of Shawshank Prison.